Hey there, welcome to day 67 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1180, and I'm playing in the morning right now. Normally I play at night, but I went to bed early last night, so I'm going to try playing in the morning and see how that goes. So let's go ahead and jump into a 15-minute rapid game here. Okay, we're up against an 1136. Fix my audio, it's doubled. Okay, there we go. We got black, so we're going to play the Karo Khan. Let's see which type of Karo Khan we get. I've been getting a lot of the advanced variation lately. Most people have been playing that. Okay, no, he plays the exchange variation. And then I'll do the knight first here. Why'd he take the pawn? Because I can just take this. I mean, there's not like a pin on the queen and the king. It's not in this diagonal, so I don't know why he's giving up the knight there. Now I have two attackers on his pawn as well. Yeah, I think he forgot that the pawn was covered there. Now what do we want to play? Because everything has changed up a little bit because of that. My queen comes out to the center, have this check. He can block. I don't think it does too much. I could go here with the pin, double attacking the knight. It is twice defended though. But then if I take here, then that's a third attacker on it. Let's just start with that. Or to go here. Because if I go here and then he pushes this, I don't really want to take it. I guess I'll just drop back. So yeah, okay, we'll just go there for now. And then we're threatening to take the pawn as well because the knight is pinned. Yeah, I think I'll just go back here. I could go take. I mean, I could take, and then just take his pawn. Maybe that's better, just simplify early. Since we are up material, we can win the pawn. Oh, he takes like that. Okay. I think I'll just take like this, and then we're pressuring this pawn as well. Because if I take this with check, yeah, so I can take this with check. He takes, yeah, I don't think that's good. Let's go ahead and add a defender to my queen here. Because actually I am potentially gonna be in trouble if I don't protect the queen so that I break the pin here. I also could just give a check here. No, because then he blocks. I could give a check here. And then he can only block with the queen now. So maybe I'll do that. Check. Or I just take the knight out. Okay, I think I'll just go check here and then move the knight after. Oh wait, no, he can block with this. And then that would actually put more pressure on the knight. So let's just bring the knight out and then we can freely move this knight without, yeah, see he wanted to win that. But we can just do this, try to get the trade here. He was probably excited thinking he was maybe going to win that knight there. Okay. If I check here, blocks. Do I have a follow-up to that? Not sure. Let's just try to get castled, I think. And open up this bishop here. Also, if he pushes this pawn, it's a discovered attack, but it doesn't. I can just move the queen, so it shouldn't be too threatening. So let's just go here. He's double attacking this pawn, but it is double defended. Let's just maybe just go here, try to get a trade. Or just go here. Here. I'll just go here actually for now. Just keep the bishop close and try to castle real quick. Because I don't want to, if I go here, if the queen were to get chased away, I don't want to end up with any tactic that would end up with him taking the bishop. Okay, so yeah, so we do need to slide over. I could go here and just pin his bishop. If he pushes this though, then that's a problem because he'll be double attacking the knight. So I think I need to slide over further. I'll probably go here actually and just try to get the queen trade. That seems good. And then if the queen moves, I probably could take the pawn back here. Although I think I want to castle first. But yeah, I think if I had gone to here or here, he pushes this pawn, and then that's a attack on my queen and a double attack on the knight. I might have only lost a pawn though, but it just doesn't look very good. And then this knight is kind of covering the king, so. Okay, he drops back to there. He could just castle. If he takes this pawn, no, I can't take because then the knight hangs. Probably just go here to cover the pawn. And then also that prevents him from castling. If he comes back like this, that could be annoying. Because then both these diagonals are covered, so then I'd have to just go back. So actually I don't think I do like that. I think I'll probably just push this pawn. Or just cover it with the rook. I think I'll just cover it with the rook for now. And this is still covered. So he can't take that pawn. Alright, so let's cover this with the rook. Just keep everything defended. Since his pieces are pretty active at the moment, and I'm a little exposed to my king until I can castle. Then also go here, try to get the trade of the bishop, and he doesn't really have any squares unless he just goes back, makes it really passive. If I go here right now, though, he has a lot of attackers on this square, so let's go ahead and castle. You can take the knight, we take back with the pawn. And that's also opening up an attack on the queen when we take back. And the rooks are connected, so the pawn is not pinned. Maybe I will just bring the bishop all the way out here next. Because his bishops are on really strong diagonals, and they are putting a lot of pressure on my position, so if I could get rid of them, trade them off, that would be pretty nice. And I can't go here yet, because I would lose a pawn. He has 3 attackers on that square. And if I go here, take, and then he could take this pawn. So I can't bring the rook out to the open file yet either. Yeah. Not sure of the idea here. Maybe he's just trying to push this pawn all the way across to open up my king. I'll probably just push this, though, to prevent it. Or should I immediately... I could go here to attack the bishop, actually. Bishop can't go here, here. So yeah, he'd have to go back. Or just allow the trade. I think I'll go for that. Or this. Okay, let's just push the pawn first. I don't really want it getting too close. Because if he is able to walk it up here and open up the pawns, then he might actually be able to have a nice threat with the rook over here, and if he could swing his other rook over, then it could be not great. But we have a +3 advantage, so yeah, we just want to play it safe here and try to convert and get some trades. And he can't. No, he can castle. But he's not castling, though. Swing the rook here. But if he does that, I think I'll just block it like this. But then if he pushes the pawn, I have to jump back. Okay, let's just start with either this, bishop back. Then, yeah, he is going to push the pawn after and I'll have to hop back. So if I don't really achieve anything from that, it might not be that useful. So that's why I'm thinking probably just try to get the trade with the bishop here first. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. And if he doesn't take, if he takes, I take back with the queen. If I take, he does undouble his pawns, but it also kind of does secure me this outpost on g4 for the knight, which prevents the rook from ever being able to spy the king here, or pin this pawn or anything. So I actually kind of like that, even though it undoubles his pawns. And it will be putting pressure on this pawn as well. I want to get to where I can trade the bishops off and then ideally get the rooks to the open file. Once I can free this pawn up. But I can't push the pawn because then the knight hangs. If we trade this, then I can drop back here, try to get the queen trade. He just drops his queen back. His pawn is hanging. I can take here, take, knight comes in, putting pressure on the pawn, blocking the rook from attacking, because I think he wants to swing all his major pieces over here and just create a strong kingside attack. So yeah, I'll just want to prevent that. Let's take. Okay. Then let's go here. And he could try to bring the bishop here to trade it off for the knight. Also, I am able to just take the open file now because he's not threatening this pawn. Once I go here... Okay, no, the pawn is supported by the rook. Let's just take the open file first. Try to get trades. And his king is in the center. I don't have any ways of checking it right now, though. But my king is quite a bit safer. And I still like the idea of getting the knight to g4. I just don't as much know about if he just tries to trade it, because then I take back with the pawn, and then it opens up this pawn to be pushed again. So maybe if he does try to trade it for the bishop, would I play f5? But then my king doesn't have as much safety, so not sure. Okay, well I can just take here first because it's with check. If he takes back with the queen, I'll probably just take this pawn and immediately pressure his bishop. If he takes back with the king, I have another check and get the rook to the open file. So let's start with that. Or I can, no, I can't check on the center because the bishop's watching. Okay, he does stick with the king. If I do give this check, queen covers, take, take, take. I think in that case I actually am losing the rook if he blocks with the queen, because then my king hangs at the end. But if I do that, oh no, because I can move my queen. So here, check, over, take, take, and then I can move the queen. Yeah, never mind. He doesn't get to take it at the end. So I think I'll probably just go for that check first. Yeah. Because he plays his move to take back, and then I can run away with the queen. Yep. Can't snag the pawn. I think I will drop here to keep pressure on the pawn, and then he needs to cover it because otherwise I can get in there and attack his king. He can't. You know, he can push it. Or I come down here. If here, does he have a fork? No, he doesn't have a fork yet. Push that pawn and then try to get a fork. Then I take this one. Okay, yeah, let's maybe just stay here and keep pressure on the king. If he does go here to threaten the fork, then I'll need to move. Where would I go? Maybe here? That seems pretty good. Actually, or I could just go here and pressure this pawn immediately. And then the knight comes here, put more pressure on it. Okay, I think I'm going to opt for the route that centralizes the king more. And then there's no worry about him trying to threaten this fork and having to move again. And I would like to reroute this knight. It's actually doing like nothing at all. If I could drop it here and then here, then we put even more pressure on this pawn, put some pressure on this pawn. Alright, let's go here now. Actually, let's drop this knight back first. Here. Work these two pawns. This pawn is still covered. And also go here and just threaten to come in. He's double attacking this pawn. I think I'll just push this. If he pushes here, we take this way. If I block now, then he still just wins the knight, or wins the pawn that protects the knight. This is pinned, so let's move probably over this way or to the corner. Corner seems a little riskier. I do that, he can't pin over this way. Corner's a little riskier. The only thing that's nice is that if I go up to the corner, it does give more of this rank open to the rook to move around. Whereas this is kind of, my king is kind of in a narrow channel here. Once this knight moves though, the king can come up to this, and then it's not as bad. So I think I will go out towards the center. And then get ready to bring the knight here. If he trades, then that's fine. Actually, I have both knights looking at the square, so I could take back with a knight and then keep the pressure on these pawns. But yeah, I have a nice material advantage, so he's trying to create an attack. But as long as I'm using these knights and stuff defensively, as well as the pawns, then we should be fine. His king is more exposed than mine is. And I think we've probably nullified his attacks over here with the pawns. I'm not sure what idea he's going for here. I'm able to just take this with check. Do I take it right away or do I put this here first? I think I'll be able to win the pawn at the end either way, right? Because if he goes back to defend it, it's already twice attacked. And that centralizes the knight, so it's probably better. Which knight do I want to play? I think this one, to give the king some space to come up. The only thing is if he pushes this pawn, this knight is under attack, and this knight is under attack. So if I do go here, and he plays that, that might be bad, actually. So I think maybe this one, because then he doesn't have that double attack. Or do I just take with check first? Okay, let's just take with check first, actually. Because he has to respond to that. Yeah, I can give another check. And then he only has this move. Then I can go here. Yeah. Let's just give that check. Or do I give this check first? Let's give it with the rook. Oh wait, no, never mind. The bishop covers that square. Yeah. Don't want to play that. I can bring the rook to here. I can give this check. Here. Yeah, they're blocks and then we trade, or he comes here. Once he comes there, then I could go here. Then he has to go down, and then I take the queen with the rook. So I think I can win the queen. Check. Actually, I don't win the queen if he blocks right now. But if he doesn't block, if he blocks, we just trade it. But if he tries to escape, then I do win the queen. Oh yeah, and I'm also forking the rook. So I could take the rook right now. Okay, no, so we should be able to get the queen here. Let's go. Check, take, goes down, he can take back, and then we can take the rook too. So yeah, I think we take everything. Alright, we won that game up to 1187. Let's take a look at the game review. I don't think there's too much to look at here because he did just give me the knight right at the beginning. I had pretty good accuracy, 89.5. He had the one blunder. My game rating is 1900. His was 1500. Yeah, I think aside from the blunder, he played pretty well, but then at the end there, everything fell apart. Because his king was just too exposed, and his attack didn't work, and then he let me get in there with that check. Alright, so let's see the moves. And then, yeah, that was weird. He just forgot that the queen watches the pawn. So now we already had a winning position right away. The trade was good. We want him to take back with the queen. Either way, we won the pawn. So now we're up +3. Oh, this was best to put the bishop here. I felt like later on maybe I should have just brought it out right away. But, like all the way out. But it said it was best actually. Oh yeah, let's see the tactic that I was thinking looked kind of bad here. So if I go here, let's see, that should say, no, it says excellent. But I thought if he goes here, then I go here. Oh, because the knight's already defended. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking that I'm going to lose the knight because he's double attacking it, but once I come back down here, I can still double defend it. So that's the reason I didn't play that, but I misread that one. I want him to trade, the queen's off. Everything here is fine. Okay, pushing the H pawn was excellent. I didn't push it. What else was I thinking of playing? I was thinking of going here. No, because he just takes that. I was thinking of going here. That says excellent too, but then yeah, he pushes. I take. And then maybe I just push this one. It wants the rook over first. But I didn't want this middle pawn, the G pawn, to open up. Actually, I guess if he pushes it, then I just pushed. But then if he could ever get his queen lined up here, then he immediately can threaten checkmate. If his pawn is right here and my G pawn is pushed. Like, let me see. Like this. Yeah. The pawn is kind of, it prevents my pawns from opening up, but if his queen ever gets on this diagonal, he's going to immediately be threatening a checkmate, which can be very uncomfortable and dangerous. So that's why I didn't really want his pawn to get all the way across the board. Alright, we get the bishop trade, that was best. This was best. Take, that was all good. It did prefer the queen back here, but didn't make a big difference. Oh wait, there was a tactic here? On the pawn? Let me see. Oh, because I can skewer? Is that why? Take. But I can't swing the rook over because it's not protected. Let me see what it says. Here. Oh, then I give a check. King comes over. Check again. So we lose one pawn, but it opens up his king completely, and yeah, that does look bad for him. We get this. Oh, and then we get this. Oh, that's cool. So we can win the queen after like 6 moves or something. But even if we didn't win the queen, that still was, being already up material, that still actually made some sense to do. Check, over, take, over, and then, yeah, even if we don't win the queen, it still looks good. We're still at +2, and his king is totally exposed. So let's go back. So we were here, we trade everything, trade the rooks off. We didn't do that knight tactic. It still wanted that. Instead we drop back. Okay, this was good, but it wasn't, I guess it wasn't that important. What did it prefer? Preferred the rook to here. And then if he takes, I immediately take this with check. Okay, so instead of defending, we just create a stronger threat against him, and then that looks like it's about to be a mate almost. Check here. And it wants him to threaten this. Yeah, it wants him to sack the queen, so yeah, no matter what, it's really bad for him. But I just played it safe and defended the pawn. And then that was inaccurate. I mean, that was almost like a blunder, really, but it says inaccuracy. And we take the pawn with check, get another check, and then he lets us win the queen. If he had played here, then, oh yeah, then we just win. I forgot about the rook for a sec. Yeah, so either way, we win the rook if he played there. But with him going down, we win the queen. Okay, that was a good game. I think I might actually play a second one because I have some time. So let's go back and try another game. Now we're up against an 1183, about the same rating as me. It looks like he might play the King's Indian, potentially. Is it? No, that's not King's Indian. It would have been G6. A lot of times people start with the Knight F6 and then G6 for King's Indian, but I think this is a little bit different. So let's just put it here. Or is this gonna turn into the King's Indian anyway? I don't. Maybe it can if you just change the move order. But I thought that in the King's Indian that they played D6 instead of E6. I'm not sure though. I've never played it. Okay, yeah, it's not that. Let's go. If I go here and he goes here right away. I do have this here. Oh no, if I go here and he goes here, I have this. Push back. We can force him to play a lot of weakening moves, and then he would, I think, eventually be able to take the bishop on G3, and then we open up our file, but also he would have a bunch of weaker pawns. So I think we can go ahead and play this. Okay, interesting. Normally you don't see it, the bishop put on E7. Normally it goes out here. Let's simply develop our bishop. Actually, I think I will. Let's go ahead and just play knight here, because we can. And then it also prevents his knight from coming over here. And if he develops this knight, we take and double his pawns right away. Okay, he castles very quickly. I feel like there could be potential for an attack over there. Let's develop the bishop first. And I'll probably want to castle queenside. Okay, so the knight comes there. I could double his pawns right away. I could also make an escape square here for my bishop. Let him take here. His knight moves. His knight can't go here. So his knight actually has to go back to here. Or here. And then I can use that. Maybe try to swing. Maybe try to just start pushing the h-pawn for an attack. Maybe swing the queen over. Actually, I don't need to even make an escape square for the bishop, because he can't go here right now. The queen would just take. So let's just push the h-pawn and just try to create an immediate attack and see what happens. Take back here. Kick the knight. Who's there? Pawn is double attacked. Let's push it. And I do want to move my bishop and play f4 to support this. I could also play f3, f4 to kick his knight first. But I need to move the bishop. The bishop is kind of in the way of everything actually right now. I could also take the knight, but then I don't have a good attack with the queen straight off. Take the knight, he takes, take, he gets the open file. Yeah, I don't think I want to take the knight. Okay, he's double attacking the f2 pawn, but the thing is, if I take the knight, he takes with check. I take, he takes. Okay, maybe it doesn't quite work. I could kick the bishop. Like I want to take the knight, and if he took back right away, then I take, and that's the defender of the bishop, and then I take the bishop, so I'd win a piece. But I think because he could take with check here, I think that prevents that from working. So it would be take with check, take back with the king, and then he takes, and then would take the queen probably. And then he takes the open file, and then it's just a trade, and he won a pawn, so I don't think it's worth it. So I think I want to push this. Yeah. Can't do that. But also bring the queen, no, bring the queen here. Double attack the knight. And protect this. Actually, no, because then if he takes, then I take with the queen, then I lose a queen for 2 minor pieces. So yeah, let's just push the pawn. I think that seems best. Okay. Get rid of the bishop. Wait, now I can do this though, because this is still the defender of the bishop. If I take, he could take here first actually. Then I take. Then he takes, then I take. Okay, maybe it doesn't work. I feel like there's almost a tactic there, but take, 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 take. Queen's on the open file. I don't know, I guess not. If he takes with the pawn right away, then it works. But I think he would take here. But then I could actually take with check, so I could win an extra pawn. So maybe it does work. Let's try. Yeah, he does that. I'm gonna win the extra pawn here. And then I'm gonna take. And also have this check. Check. Push. Ooh, that looks bad, so I think he wants to go back. Can't quite get in there yet. Now, do I take here? Then I have like a lot of double pawns. Or I take here. If I take here, I have 2 sets of double pawns. But I open the file for the rook to attack. If I take here, we have 1 set of double pawns. The file's not open. We could just push the pawn though to open everything. So let's take this way. Not double up our pawns completely in case it does go into an endgame. But yeah, we're up a pawn now from that sequence. The fact that we were able to take with check made that work out perfectly. And then I think we just want to just push this pawn, potentially give this check. I push the pawn right away? No, I think I give the check first. What happens if he comes down? Like that. I'm not sure what I do after that, but it does look kind of risky for him. He's preparing to get his bishop out over this way, I guess. Maybe push the pawn, attack the rook. If I play here right now, he has 2 attackers on it. So yeah, let's give the check first. He could come down, which might actually be best. I don't know. Okay, no, he goes up, so that does give me the ability to push the pawn, which is exactly what I would like to do. I could try to develop and castle first. Maybe I should. Okay, so now he pushes his pawn. Ours is just hanging out here. We could go push this again. We're 1 square from promotion with the rook supporting it. So then if we could ever get the queen over here, check, take. But his queen is guarding the dark squares, so let's... Do I push this pawn? Maybe I push this, try to open this up even more. Let's just develop the knight first, though. If I go here, 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 that looks like a good spot to be. And then let's castle queenside. There's not like a crazy queen sacrifice or anything, I don't think. Yeah, no. Should I push the pawn first, though? It is a little risky, because then if he ever gets another attacker on the pawn, the king is already attacking it. If he gets another one, then I could definitely lose the pawn. So yeah, let's just develop the knight. And then I would like to get the queen over. I'm curious though if I should have taken back with the other pawn. Okay, he's attacking the pawn right away, but I don't think he has a way to double attack it. Knight here with check. Then he just has to go back again. And go here, 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 no. Here, here. I don't have a good way to quickly route my queen over here. But even if I did, his queen just still guarding it. But I think I like the idea of having the knight over there quickly. Actually, no, let's castle first. Castle, he's not threatening to take it. He can't go here. He can go here. He can't go over. I don't think he has a way to win the pawn. I think we're okay. So yeah, let's just do castle. Get the other rook over. Okay, he wants to push this pawn and threaten the rook. But we want to double it anyway, I think. Could go here, here. Is there a sacrifice? No. No, I can't go here, actually, because the pawn covers it. I think I need to push pawns like that. And if he opens this up, then I will simply lift the rook up. Should I play this at all? Here, take the pawn? No, I don't think so. Let's just push this pawn. So I want to open it up over there. Or do I do knight first? Knight here. No, let's push the pawn first. Well, actually, this pawn is pinned. I just noticed. So I could bring the rook over here. I don't know if that does anything, though. I guess he's trying to create an attack over here, maybe? Or he wants to go here, here. I push this, and then he goes here. Maybe I push this. Would have take... No. Oh yeah, no, because I could take back with the knight. Take the queen. No, but then we trade queens off. If this opens up. Actually, no, I can just swing over here, because I want to be behind this pawn. So if he goes here, yeah, I think I'd just go here. So let's push. Here, 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 here. And if he doesn't take, okay, he does take. Then I take. And then I think this looks a little bit scary for him. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but if he takes, I take with check. And that looks pretty bad. Okay, he just attacks the rook, but I can take this with check anyway. So let's just take that. And then we can maybe bring the rook here. If he takes, that's mate. Or do I just lift the rook up and then bring the other one here to maintain support of the pawn? Here, what does he play? Maybe he supports the pawn here first. Then I'd have to go back. But I do still have this idea of bringing the knight over. I think I'll lift the rook up and attack this pawn, double attack this pawn at the same time. And then maybe bring the other rook over here to threaten mate. We're hanging this pawn. But then I go here, here. It's hard to find just the right attacking idea, even though I know I have a nice attack. It's just gotta find just the right moves. Actually, I could also just attack this first, and if he does take... Yeah, I could bring the rook here first. Take, up, mate. Let's just try that first. Let's threaten the mate immediately and get the rook over. Then maybe... Okay, yeah, he defends that. Then maybe we swing this up, and then we're also preparing to swing it over this way. Oh wait, no, I can't swing it here, because the queen is watching that. So I can't double attack the pawn. I could swing it up to here. It's on a light square, so he could still threaten it, but then I move over here. Or do I just bring the knight in? Here, here. Oh, that's a fork. But I can go here right away, threaten the fork. He could take with the bishop. Seems okay. Do I take? Okay, yeah, let's just get the knight up and threaten the fork. And his rook can't come here to protect. So it's actually going to be kind of tricky to prevent this. I think he probably should just trade it. Then once he trades it, my queen's here, then I am able to bring the rook up, double attack this pawn. Yeah, he goes for the trade. And honestly, I would be fine just even trading everything at this point, because I have these two passed pawns. Okay, he just gave me this check. He can't block. He has to go up. Then I can push here. Rook has to move. Should I take that check? Because once the rook moves... Should I take the check or should I double the rook up on this? I think I'm gonna just take the check. It seems like a good spot to be. And I also can take this pawn if I want. Oh wait, no, I can't because the queen protects him on. Still close to a mate here. In fact, I could even take this, because if he takes... No, I can't, never mind. I thought if I get the rook away then I could get a mate, but the rook still guards the mate square. I think I want to double up, but that's two moves, so he will be able to protect stuff more. Maybe I push the pawn. Push the pawn, the rook has to move. The rook can come there. Then I come here. Once again, we're double attacking this. He can come here to protect. I don't know. I don't see a super obvious win yet right away, so let's just lift up the rook. I bet that there's a really nice sequence that can be completely winning here, but I can't find it. Not yet. So I'm just trying to move the rooks over, put more pressure on the pawn for now. Yeah, I think I'll just go here anyway. He takes, I take. Or should I drop back and protect? I can take his pawn immediately. Take. Then we are double attacking this one, so I can take it. Oh wait, also, if he takes, I can take here, because then if he takes this, I take this. Okay, let's just take the pawn first, though. Because I think that plan works out well. Double attacking this one. Oh no. There was a back rank mate that I missed. What the heck? That's terrible. Alright, let me see the game review, but how did I miss a back rank mate? I think my king was right on the edge of the pawns, and I thought that it could get out. In fact, my accuracy was pretty bad here. I thought it might be better, but I guess I didn't play very well there. There, yeah, it says there was a miss, so I want to see what that was. There might have been a really good win there. And then I just want to jump to the end real quick here and see. So there was just a mate here. In my mind, normally I don't pay attention to it that much when the king is here, because most of the time if you get checked, you can just escape. But also I didn't even realize there was a check, because I looked for checks for a second, and I looked here, and somehow I just didn't look at this square at all. I was like, oh yeah, he can't come in here, he can't get a check. Oh, actually he could get a check here. So I actually missed. Yeah, I'm still really bad at just like seeing queen checking squares, or just seeing queen moves, because there's so many squares they can go to. I mean, look, when you click on it, there's so many dots that pop up in places that the queen can move, and I'm not very good at seeing them all. So yeah, I actually completely missed that he can just drop back there and get a back rank mate. So we're back to 1179. So we lost one elo point. We won a game and lost a game, but we lost. Did we lose an elo point? Because I thought that it would have been the same, because this guy's about the same rating as us. But I think we lost one, because I think we were 1180. But we're still hovering around the high 1100s. Was holding up around 1200 for a bit, but I did lose a couple games. But yeah, no, I don't know why I didn't see that. Because I even looked for the checks for a second, and I only was looking like on this diagonal, like all the way. Didn't even see this one. And definitely didn't see this one. And yeah, normally in my mind, even if I saw this, a lot of times I assume that I can escape if I'm not paying too much attention to it. Like this way. But in this case, you obviously can't, because the queen cuts that square off. So how much was I winning? Yeah, I was winning quite a bit here. Well, plus 2.2, so not as much as I thought. I thought maybe it was more, because I thought with this pawn here, I thought there was some kind of way to probably get a mate soon. But it's actually not as much as I thought, but I still was winning quite a bit. And what should I have played? And I'll go back to the beginning here in a second, but I just want to see what I should have played here. So I'll probably just bring the... Yeah, I couldn't take that. I think because I was looking at the position before I moved the rook, actually, when the rook was here, and I didn't visualize once the rook moves the fact that the back rank is just open. But yeah, let me see what I should have played. So I shouldn't have taken that. That was the mistake. So instead I should have just, let's check. It says rook f3. So here. I don't think I would have gone here though. Because what does this threaten? Threaten to come in like that? Go like this maybe? What does it want him to play? G5. Rook f7, yeah, so we come in there. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So that's just, this is just a pathway to get up here. It doesn't threaten anything really quite yet. We go here, he plays something like that. Then we come into here. And then, yeah, that looks pretty bad for him with getting our rook on his 7th rank. So I should have tried to route the rook over that way. Not tried to win this yet. Yeah, I got a little excited because I've been trying to build up this attack, and I finally was able to, in my mind I thought win the pawn, and then I thought once this takes, he takes here, I take here, then we're really close to getting a mate. Maybe the rook can swing over this way. Alright, let's go back to the beginning though. We saw the blunder at the end. Let's see, so this is all book moves. It's not a big fan of jumping the knight into e5 right away. It said good. Okay, that's excellent though. I think our attacking idea was pretty good. No, it says inaccuracy. It prefers knight d2, so we should have developed the knight first. Yeah, I was trying to create the attack really quickly before I had even developed and castled. This was a weird move. Yeah, that was definitely... Oh, this was my miss? It did want me to take here immediately. But I thought if I take here... And then he takes... Oh, wait, no, because then he is just giving up a piece. Because it's bishop for knight, and then he gives up bishop for pawn. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. So I miscalculated that. I thought that if he gives up the bishop, that somehow it was like equal material, but no, he's actually just giving it up for the pawn. Doesn't gain anything. So I should have gone for that tactic. It did work. I just miscalculated it. And then, yeah, because if he takes that, it's just take, take. Oh wait, no, it was even material. I take here, he takes here. Oh no, it was winning, never mind. I thought I had already won material, so when I saw +2 at the end, I thought that it was that I hadn't gained anything, but that was the previous game where I won material early on, and I thought it was this game for a sec. So yeah, so we do win material. If he tries to go here, we take, and then he takes, and then we're up. And if he takes this way, this is what I was looking at, then we take here. No? We don't take there. It says queen g4. Then we go here. Wait, why is this a miss though? Because I thought if I take bishop takes d8. Oh, he takes back with the bishop. Never mind. I thought he had to take with the rook. Yeah, I really need to improve my visualization and my calculation because I am making a lot of mistakes. Most sequences that I'm calculating, there are a couple moves. I'm making some significant mistakes, overlooking things, not seeing certain checks. Didn't realize that the bishop can take back this way. I was just, in my mind, I was assuming that the rook takes, and then I take the bishop. But if the bishop takes back, then it's just equal. I mean, I didn't lose anything, but I thought I was winning in that scenario. But it's still, the engine still wanted me to take this, but then it wants me to go queen g4, which is not a move I was looking at all. Then what does he do? Bishop takes f2. Why doesn't he just go back? I mean, yeah, it does help my initiative because it gives tempo. It's tempo on his bishop, because it's bishop's double attacked. So it's tempo getting the queen over to the attacking side. If he drops back, it actually wants him to sacrifice, but if he drops back, then what do I play after that? Bishop h6. Oh yeah, I see. Because we get the pin here. Okay, that's cool. Then what does he do? e5. Still would be maybe tricky. Do I play this or something? It says knight c3. Might be a little bit tricky to actually get back in there because the pawn is really well defended. But it still looks pretty bad for him. Eventually it's gonna... I mean, I could take this, but then I lose the pawn. And his queen comes out and we trade queens. So yeah, that doesn't work. So it wants me to bring the knight over. Let me just see what it says. So f6. E takes f6. Bishop takes f6. d1. So instead of castling, we just go here. Why not just castle though? Oh, I can't castle because the queen's looking there. Never mind. Queen e7. Does the rook come up? No, we played bishop takes. Oh, we won the rook. I wasn't even paying attention to that. When he pushed the pawn, we were able to win the rook. So I could have just taken it before. So yeah, now we're up quite a bit of... That's inaccurate though. Some material there. But I think it's inaccurate because the bishop can wait and still take later if we threaten. What if he just moves here though? The knight comes out. He moves. You take this. No, it still wants rook d1 first. Rook d1. Oh, because then the queen is... No, it's not quite trapped because he can block. Bishop d7. And then if we take... I'm trying to see if there's a tactic to win the bishop, but I don't think so. Because I can't trade queens on this square, I don't have anything to support it. So it would just be trading the bishop. Then maybe take with the knight. What happens if I take? It's brilliant. Okay. Well, obviously it works then, so take. And then I think, so, okay, I didn't calculate this, the fact that it's pinned to the king. Pinned to the king, then the knight comes in, is that correct? Yeah. And what if he tries to support it? I mean, then we take here. So yeah, I think he's going to be in trouble here. If the queen... No, the queen can't take there. What does he play? h6 it says. Support it again. That way. Take. That's not what it wanted. It wants f4. Oh, f4, yeah, that makes sense. The engine always has so many moves in between when it actually like executes on the attack. It always will build up the attack for a long time. When I'm just like, let's just execute the attack right now. But yeah, I mean, you have to be able to calculate everything to know that building it up is going to actually be worth it. So yeah, we play there. We're going to win the bishop. What does he play? Bishop c6. And then if I take... That only says good. Oh wait, no, because that just gives up the queen. Why did it say that? c6. It says that in the thing. Bishop c6. Because this is supposed to be the best move, right? c6 is the other one it says. Rook e7 is best. The engine is confusing sometimes because it will say one thing and then you play it and then it says it wants another thing. So rook e7. Is that what it said? Just giving up the rook to the pawn? Okay, well this looks terrible for him. What's the advantage? +8, yeah, it's completely lost position if we had played those moves. Let's go back to where we actually played though. I don't remember where we were exactly. Okay, here, yeah, so we were here, I pushed the pawn. He goes back, then I took. And I was able to win a pawn, so that was a mistake. It wanted him to just take here. Then it still wants the queen g4 idea. Once again. Okay, so that's an interesting idea that I did not look at. But instead, we went there. And then I think he took. Then I took here, which is best. We win the pawn, open the king up. Or I'm playing it back, but I can just use the arrow. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's a good. Is this better? That's best. So I thought about that for a while, and I decided to keep not as many pawns doubled, but I guess the idea of opening the rook is more powerful here, which I considered, but decided not to, just in case if it went to an endgame I wanted to have better pawn structure. Okay, the check's good. Let's see the advantage here though, plus 2.3. Wait, let me see the difference if I take back the other way. 2.6, so it's not a huge difference. That was inaccurate to push the pawn. Knight d2 is best, so swinging the knight over earlier is better. Yeah, I was really focused on just like using the pawn to attack, but I hadn't developed at all or castled on this side. But here we go, we went ahead and started bringing the knight over. It didn't like castling here. It preferred knight f3, so immediately bring our knight over, which I considered, but I thought maybe getting the rook involved by castling was good. King g8. Doesn't want to get checked on there. Like, what if you played something else like that? No, that said best, so it is okay. Check. He has to go back. It says king h8. It's better, I think. f3. I don't know what f3 does, because it doesn't support any attack here. Okay, let's go back. Actually, what was the advantage then? If I play this instead. Okay, it's still like hovering around a +2. It's not anything crazy. This dropped it. Castling dropped it to 1.7 though. Taking was bad for him. That was inaccurate. I shouldn't have taken. What should I have done? Rook hg1. Oh, double attack it first. It is twice defended though. This was brilliant. Actually had a brilliant move. In a game where I ended up hanging a back rank mate, I had a brilliant move. Oh, and now I have a plus 4.86, plus 5. It's going up, plus 5.2. It's such a good advantage once he pushed this pawn. So I definitely messed up here. Thinking the pawn was bad. I thought it was good just because it double attacked this, and then we'd be able to get rid of it. Yeah, there's the blunder, but let's see what we should have done. Because I had such a good advantage at this point. Like, this should have totally been winning. I just got too much tunnel vision on trying to win this pawn, and caused me to miss the mate, but yeah, let's see. So king h8, queen e4. Wants me to drop back. So I went there for the check, but then drop right back, so I guess then I'm protecting this pawn as well. Wants him to just go back down, king h7. What? Then we just connect these pawns and use them to attack. Yeah, attacking is complicated. Sometimes you have to really like play a lot of moves just to build it up. Like I wasn't really planning on pushing the F pawn at all. Queen C8 here. And then we play E6. So this attack was a lot slower than I thought. I thought once I was here that I could get a really quick attack. Somehow just get rid of this rook, take this pawn away, and then just have a checkmate here. But I was trying to rush it. I was trying to rush the attack too quickly. Because I still have all the pressure. But I thought if I don't rush it, if I don't put enough pressure, then he would probably be able to defend somehow and kick my queen out. E6, queen F8. Queen B7 check. So we go back for this same check. A lot of these moves I don't understand the purpose of exactly, because we came back down. I guess we came back down just to support the pawns, and then we came back up for the check again. And then it wants H7. Then the rook. Queen takes F4. Oh, it wants queen takes F4. So giving up the rook. What if the rook tries to go down? Okay, no, that says best. Rook comes down. Queen E4. So we keep dropping back between B7 and E4. That's the other thing, is engines tend to do that, it seems like, a lot, where they bounce kind of between certain squares over and over, and they'll get an advantage, like they'll get a benefit from a square, and then move back to another square, and then a couple moves later they'll go back to it again when the time's right. Normally I feel like once I'm on a square, like I'm either going to stay there, or if I leave, I'm probably not going to come back for a while. Let's see though. So he takes that. King B1. Oh, it wants my king to come over. Why does my king... Oh, because he checked me, never mind. G to F8. Oh no, it's his turn. That's his rook G to F8. That said rook G to B8 is best. Okay, we still have a +7 advantage. I think it takes a while to play out. There's not an immediate mate, but that's how I should have done it. And then the way we actually did it. So we actually did have that brilliant move, which is cool. The way we actually did it is, after here we were perfect. We brought the rook up. Okay, now we're down to +3. We lost 2 points of advantage just from playing the rook to H3 here. And then taking the pawn brought us down to +2. 0.75 it said, or 7.1. And then here we still have that +2.87, and then we blunder the mate in 1. Yeah, so I need to take the attack a little bit slower, and I guess I've worked on bringing those pawns up. Maybe taking this pawn was kind of useless, but I still was fine if I didn't play this. I still had a nice advantage, just not nearly as much as I had before. I didn't quite understand a lot of the engine moves for how to attack, but I guess it was just use the pawns to open up the position, because he has enough defenders back here where I wasn't able to just get an immediate mate or any crazy checks. So the solution was give the checks, get the king in the corner, keep him on defense, drop the queen back, and then push these pawns further to maybe open up the position more, or even threaten to queen them at the end or something, and then trade everything and be in a winning end game. So yeah, that was an interesting game. We had 1 win and 1 loss today, and we're at 1179. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on day 68.